Hi, this is Dr. Paul from the Dr. Paul Show. Today I want to talk about the warnings that you hear on commercials. Now, you're going to see pharmaceutical companies advertising products. There's a lot of things they advertise. There's, with what I do, the current ones that we're going to see advertised are Regzulti, Vraylar, Trintellix. Those are pretty much it for right now. I think from like antidepressants and mental health. You're going to see cancer drugs. You're going to see asthma drugs. You're going to see other things. You're going to see these commercials. Everyone's smiling and everyone's having a good time. But then they get to the warning sign, and well, this could this, and they could cause that. And they also always throw in there this could cause death. Your arm could fall off, all this ridiculous stuff. They go through this litany of things. So I think some people will listen to this commercial and say, why would I take this if it does all that? It doesn't do all that, okay? The thing is, with the way that the government is with the FDA is they force companies to put all this information on there. So if they see anything like if they're studying something in a mice and they see anything slight in a mice in a study, then they'll say something. But see, they got to remember before it gets on the market, they do human trials. So so the FDA is very strict about making sure that before a medication gets on the market, it's very safe, or else they wouldn't release it. So why do they do that? Because that's just how the FDA is. That's how the government is. I call it getting medical advice from attorneys instead of doctors. Don't get medical advice from attorneys. Don't listen to this nonsense. Focus on the fact that some of these things might help you. And again, if you're not sure, talk to your doctor. I mean, I can tell you the ins and outs, and I'm very frank with people about the real content of and the truth about medications. I tell people there's three main sources of medical information you never want to listen to. Number one is obviously TV. Okay, TV commercials, big. Number one is probably the internet. Okay, and so people, I know it's bad when a person is in the office with me, and I recommend the medication. They say, well, I'll think about it and I'll look it up. And I tell the person, that's not a good sign, because if you look it up, you're going to talk yourself out of taking it. And I warn people, because when you look things up, you're going to see all this scary information online, all these warnings, suicide warnings, all these, all this stuff is not going to apply to you, but you don't know that. So when you're going to, and if you're already anxious, all you need to do is read that type of material, and you're going to be way more anxious. So basically, the internet's full of misinformation. There's chat rooms, there's people who have taken the medication that warn against it, and these people have nothing to do with you. Who do you know who these people are? Some people say, well, I'll go on WebMD, I'll go on the medical ones. Well, that's the same thing. It's the same thing as the commercials, warning signs and black box warnings, all this nonsense. The second source of information you never want to is from family and friends. I mean, people might laugh at that because people think, well, of course you wouldn't do that. You'd be shocked at how many people get advice from friends and family. Oh, tell your doctor to give you this because this worked for me. Or don't take that because I didn't like that medication. Well, that person has nothing to do with you. Their case is different. How do you know, so obviously don't get advice from family and friends. Oh, but it's different because my sister is a nurse. Oh, that's great. Does she prescribe medications? No? Oh, okay. Well, but my brother is really smart. Okay, but does he have a medical degree? Oh, he doesn't? Okay. Oh, but my sister's a doctor. Okay, what kind of doctor? A pediatrician. Oh, okay, great. Does she prescribe, does she treat mental health conditions? Oh, she doesn't? Okay, great. So let's say your sibling is a psychiatrist. Okay, well, that's closer. Okay, you're more likely to get good information there, but is that person your doctor? Is that person taking an adequate history from you? Maybe they have, and maybe, again, if all the things I just said, that would be the closest to listen to, is as someone who's a doctor who treats mental health conditions. Okay, well, that person's opinion might matter, okay? The third one is pharmacists. Why pharmacists? Because pharmacists basically they'll give you the same material that that you get on commercials. If you look at every medication you get from the pharmacy, there's a thing of paper on it, like a thick piece of paper on it that's attached to it. We call it a package insert, a PI. What I recommend is if you take that and unwrap it, it's going to be like this big folded thing, and all this stuff on there that you're going to see on the internet, you can see on commercials. Scary. So I recommend people, when you see that, go to your closest trash can, throw it away. Don't look at it. You're just going to scare yourself needlessly. So who's the best person to give medical information? That would be me, or that would be the doctor you trust or that you go to for treatment. Because I'll give you the real ins and outs. I'll give you the side effects to watch for, the reasons you might stop it if this happens. I'll give you the ins and outs. So it's always better to get medical advice from your doctor, not from an attorney. You can get legal advice from them, but medical advice, stick with the people who know what they're doing. So if you have any questions or comments, please send them my way. I answer every one of them. And so thank you for listening.